Alright, drive this wing good so. Didn't get to run today. The desert floor is covered with snow. Yesterday, Eric Lawton, a self-proclaimed Mormon, presented himself as an example of Mormonism and really pissed me off. But apparently after my Mormon temple porn video, I'm back to 20 views per video. So nobody cares anymore. He threatened that if I blocked his comment, he would post it on Top 10 Mormon Problems Explained. I'm very disturbed that YouTube would then make that video available to me this morning on my recommended homepage feed. But nevertheless, I clicked on it to remind myself what it was, because this is years old. And turns out it's an anti-Mormon site. So I'm kind of confused as to why Eric, who's Mormon, wants to post his comment on this channel, which is anti-Mormon. Has Eric not seen this channel? Or is he a fraud? Just a Russian troll who's pretending to be Mormon, but in all actuality is undermining the church. So who cares? And so I wrote down comments that kind of had me question at first because of the title. You're not explaining problems in the way that Mormons talk about explaining problems, because I'm reading the comments and people are like, oh, this is so enlightening, this is eye-opening, oh, I never knew this is great, wow, now I understand my church better. But here's what I'm talking about. He talks about faith-challenging issues. If there's a faith-challenging issue, then there's probably something wrong with the issue. That people need to run from the organization. If it's faith-challenging, stay away. Remember, Jesus said, my burden is easy, my yoke is light. It's not supposed to be challenging. And then he says, the common apologetic response by saying it's a plausible historical account, therefore it's believable. That's not how it works, guys. You need more than plausibility to establish fact. You need far more than plausibility. Plausibility alone is insufficient and disqualifies itself. Then he went on to say a statement that had me going, okay, no, this is not in support of the church. Because he outright confesses that the church is committing crimes and fraud in order to make the church more appealing. He says the church sanitizes. You don't sanitize. That's not a good word to use. The church sanitizes the actual historical accounts to make it appear much more believable than it actually is. That's no. You can't do that, Mormons. And so, yeah, this video is is not in support of Mormonism. And so, of course, the first one it talks about is the most damning, as he says, against Mormonism, and that's the Book of Abraham. So, oh man. So way to go, Eric. Again, your stupidity shows. This morning, I get to go downtown and present the recusal to the judges. I had one guy comment saying, it's not a very believable argument, because I read the whole recusal in a video, and a guy commented on it. And so, I guess if he says it's not believable, I guess I better believe him. It's plausible. So, if you guys seriously are struggling with this, as to, I don't understand, when you're suing the church, and I don't understand why I have to explain this to people, when you're suing the church, and the judge is a Mormon, how is the judge able to be unbiased in the decision against the church? They're not. Because the judge is a faithful, devoted, will protect and defend the church, because he believes it's to be true. Therefore, the judge cannot be the judge over his own church. Even as I present all the evidence against it, the judge will figure out some rationalization or hope that the church's response of fallacy will provide some escape for him to say, okay, case dismissed, church is innocent. You can't trust a judge who's a member of the organization that you're suing. It's that simple. If your little girl is a daddy's girl, and she knows it, and daddy knows it, and mommy knows it, and the little girl wants to do something and mommy says no, where do you think she's going to go to get a better judgment? She's going to go to daddy. So, yeah, you can't have this in the court of law. And that's why I cite the Judicial Code of Conduct for United States federal judges. It's their own code. They created it. So, that's what I'll be doing this morning. And, and so, yeah, Mormons, I mean, come on, how much more abuse do you need to finally wake up and say, oh my God, this ain't God's church? What's it going to take? What does the church have to do? Do they have to bring Lucifer up into the conference stand for you to say, oh, okay, I guess it is Lucifer's doctrine? When they're talking about obedience rather than agency. Because I did that video, which only 20 people viewed. And that exposes Mormonism. That's the frustrating thing with YouTube and their analytical program, is that they're censoring the information needed to get to the masses. Not just to Mormons, but to those who aren't Mormon, those who left Mormonism. Even though they're the choir, they're in need of understanding why. Because those who leave the church, those who learn of something bad, they don't understand why the church is outwardly bad. They can't believe Mormons would actually fall for that kind of thing. And so people need to understand why the church is doing this. Why are they bad? And that's why I was trying to go over church history, is to explain Brigham Young. He was not authorized. He was not a prophet, seer, and revelator as a president of the missionary Traveling 12. And he took over those who would follow him, reorganized the administration, and changed the doctrines, claiming they were Joseph Smith inspired. You know, Adam is Heavenly Father, polygamy, blood atonement. So, it's frustrating to be held back by YouTube. So, alright, I'm going to stop here and not make this a long video.